Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to this Mindset and Manifestation Live. I'm happy to see you guys back after a few days now. I'm not used to not doing the live on Tuesdays. So it feels to me like it's been a long time since I talked to you. Hi. I hope you've been doing the work. As I know when I'm on my lives, it's sort of a reminder for you to do your entries in the 60-day challenge. And, since I haven't been around, I hope you've been doing it. And let's get right into it. On our Facebook group, okay, we had a lot of dreams. Now I want to talk about, just dreaming in general and how important that is in understanding our subconscious. Dreams are the way our subconscious shows to us in images exactly what's going on at that point in time. And in order to have meaningful dreams, okay, you have to make sure your physical body is okay as you're going to bed, right? So this is why I always say, sorry about that, I have to turn this off. Please don't call me during my lives. I don't take calls. So this is why I always say, do not eat within, I would say, 3-4 hours before going to bed. Okay, because it's sort of like if you eat, if your body's digesting, if your body's not feeling well, then it's sort of like a waste of a dream, because that dream will probably have to do with physiological issues that your body is dealing with. So I hope I was clear when I mentioned that somebody asked me, do you recommend not eating in order to dream? And I said, absolutely. So do not eat 3 to 4 hours. And the queens who have been doing my challenge, a lot of them are having very, very meaningful dreams. And it's, we have a dream pin on our Facebook group and we add our dreams, but they are so interesting. And to me, like some of these dreams, like I'm a pretty good dream interpreter, right? And to me, some of these dreams are like so obvious of what's going on with the subconscious that, I don't know if it's like this for everybody. So this, I'm going to take up maybe 3 or 4. So this queen says, in my dream, I was walking in some random town. I saw a witch. She was predicting the future by using some kind of a reservoir with water. She predicted that my future husband's name would start with an M and he will speak Arabic. And she even started speaking in Arabic. I don't speak Arabic. I'm currently talking to a guy who is a total match to my manifestation from the 60-day challenge. His name starts with an M and he speaks Arabic. He's coming to visit me next week. He actually appeared in my life right when I started the 60-day challenge. I wouldn't believe it if it wasn't happening to me. So it's just like, such an obvious, this is a premonition dream. And it's so obvious, right? So she's doing the challenge. She's writing about this guy. And all of a sudden, like he shows up in her life, but she has this dream before that, that she associates it with a witch and with a person who's predicting the future. And it's telling her how to recognize this guy. The next one is, she's saying, one night I dreamt I was pregnant, 5 months with my SB, and I was thinking, luckily I can still hide under my clothes so my parents would not know. My SB is black and my parents would never accept him. I was looking at myself in the mirror in her dream, right? So sometimes our dreams are just this limiting beliefs that we have, right? When the subconscious is trying to please what the parents want with what you really want. And at that point, your subconscious is clearly telling you, you have to choose one path. You have to choose who you're going to please in this life because it can't reconcile, whatever you want to do for your parents and whatever you want to do for yourself. So this one is an easy one as well. But our dreams are telling us where we are stuck. So I want you to pay attention to dreams, right? And then I think I have like 40 of this, right? And I'm not going to read them all, but let me say, okay, this one was interesting to me. I've been having a hard time remembering dreams throughout this challenge, but last night I dreamt I was on top of a 300-story building and fell off the ledge and was falling fast. it scared the crap out of me because I'm petrified of heights, and I woke up in a panic thinking I was dying, and I have no idea what this means. So this is interesting to me because I often have dreams about falling, and every time something happens to break my fall in the dream. And I don't know if other people have dreams about falling. It's a pretty common dream, right? Flying, falling. These are very common dreams, but something always happens in the dream. And I want to make another pin sort of for lucid dreams. Lucid dreams is when you wake up in the dream. And those are really interesting because when you wake up in the dream and you take control of the dream, it's sort of very similar parallel to sort of waking up into your power in real life in 3D world that we are right now. And taking control of what's happening, no longer allowing life to happen to you. All of a sudden you're taking over, right? Does anybody lucid dream? I would say I have maybe 2 lucid dreams a year. I wish I had more, but yeah. It's one time I had a lucid dream that I woke up in the dream and I knew I was dreaming, and I was like, so I can do whatever I want here in this space, and the first thing I'm like, I was on a street and I see a bus coming, and I'm like, I'm going to get in front of this bus because I can't die. This is a dream. I want to see what it feels like. So I get in front of the bus goes through me, and I'm like, woo, this is so freeing and liberating. But I'm completely lucid like I am now. And yeah, what's the question? WBBY. Sometimes I don't read those comments as I'm going through my material. Thank you so much. Let me just go back to see what I've missed. My SB named the song he wrote after me after we haven't talked since July. Sounds promising, huh? Let's see. Yeah, if you have a question, you can leave it here, but I can't promise I'll get to it. Sometimes I don't even read everything because I'm reading my own stuff. Okay, so this is a group where we manifest together as a group. Okay, we got together. I started this group in May of this year, and we got together to do the affirmations a certain way. The challenge is available in my bio if you want to join us. And we do them a certain way. We send and receive energy to the group, and a lot of people have been very successful. So I don't really speak to the novice, right? I'm not trying to convince anyone that manifesting your life and taking control of your life and having a specific outcome is something you can do. This is more for people who already know they can do that and they want to take it a bit to the next level, right? With the group energy and with very focused work that we're doing. So I just wanted to make sure I'm clarifying what this group is all about. But if you're new here, if you just want to listen in, see if it's for you, please go ahead and listen in. And if you have a question, I may get to it. I do take some random questions, and hopefully I can help you out. My challenge is broken down into 4 parts. It's money, body, relationships, and career. Career sometimes is different than money. And actually, it should be, right? Because your career should be something that you do that satisfies you. And money is something you should have no problems with, irrespective of what you do for a living. So that's why I separated it. So just so you guys know the format. And we're doing the work in all of those areas of our lives. One announcement, tonight is new moon. I have a new moon ritual that we've been doing every new moon for the summer. It's posted. I pinned it in my profile. I'm only going to leave it there for tonight. I did it for a new moon. I want to say in June. It was probably in June. And it's I've had some success stories with it, so I was excited about that. And I like doing it. It's simple. It's with water. It's about shower. And, you pass through the shower, you envision your new future, but there's some rules around it, right? You can't wear jewelry because all metal is grounding. And just watch the video, see if you want to do it tonight with us. The caveat is you can't touch anyone after that, right? Because you're clearing your energy and you have to sleep into that energy just by yourself, right? So even your children, just make sure you do it after they go to bed. Do not touch another person after you do the ritual for the new moon. Okay, so nobody asked me what the manifestation for this week is. Nothing came to me on Monday. I usually give my group a new challenge every Monday, but nothing came to me. And all of a sudden, yesterday, I had this idea that we got to manifest $2,000, but I had this idea that I will put it out there as a video for everybody. So I did the video today. And the video basically says, I'm explaining in the video why most people have a problem manifesting a large sum of money, right? So when you put in your mind, I'm going to manifest $10 million, because your mind immediately, when you have a goal, your mind tries to figure out the how. That's its job, right? Like if you say, oh, I want to get married, then your mind is like, well, she's got to get out of the house. She's got to meet people. Maybe somebody can introduce her. Maybe she's got to go online and date. Whatever it is, the mind starts working on it already, right? So it's the same thing. If you set your goal at $10 million, your mind is immediately, how is she going to get this? She doesn't have a business set up. She's currently making 60 grand a year. Oh, I know. She's going to win the lottery. Okay. And then in the same second, your mind is thinking, what are the odds of winning the lottery? 1 in a billion. So it's already made up its mind on the how, and the universe doesn't like to be told the how. So what I suggested in this challenge is think about money a little bit differently. I always try to give you new ways to think about money, right? Like if you watch my my playlist that's called Manifest Money, I have all sorts of outside the box idea on how to think about money without asking for money specifically. And I even told you the universe doesn't really understand numbers. So the money thing, you know, when you manifest this large amount, okay, what I said, put that aside and manifest $2,000 between now and a month from now with no attachment to the outcome. Like if you manifest it, fine. If you don't manifest it, well, you're in the same spot that you were today. So it really doesn't matter. What I want you guys to learn is how to let go of the how. Okay, and remember, if this money, like it has to be $2,000, or it can be multiples of this. It can be $4,000, $6,000, $8,000, right? So anything that's a multiple of this is your manifestation. And I said it can't come from like your salary. You can't count, you know, whatever you're regularly getting money, you can't count on that. It has to be an extra $2,000. So a lot of people already responded that they're up for the challenge and they're going to do it. Now, I don't want you to become obsessed with this challenge, right? Because this is what I wanted to clarify. I don't want your brain to figure out how you're going to get an extra $2,000. You have to put that aside, you know, like you decided, you made up your mind, you put a comment on the video, I'm capable of doing this and I'm doing this, I'm going to get an extra $2,000. Now you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Don't envision a check. Don't envision a deposit. Don't envision anything. Just know you have set now an energetic thought form. When in the moment you said, I am capable, because that's what I'm instructing in the video. In the moment you said, I am capable, you are capable. You have become capable. So don't start to convince yourself now that you're not capable. Just wait for it to show up. And if it doesn't show up, it's okay. Tell your mind also, don't try to figure it out, because it's not life and death that I manifest. Do you know what I mean? Because the reason I don't want you to care about the outcome is that your mind shouldn't try to figure out the how. That's the point. It's complex, this process, right? But it requires you to let go. Any manifestation requires intention, attention on what you're specifically doing, but the attention is not obsessive attention on the goal. And then it requires letting go, right? So you have to have all those elements. Mona, what happened to the queen who was getting the, what was WYD again? How's your day? No. How's your day? It's age. Well, oh no, what you doing? What? You know, when she got that message, I didn't know what it meant because I never got that message ever. So that's funny. I actually haven't heard from her in a bit. So I hope she's okay. But here's the thing about the SP, okay? That you guys, maybe I should make a video about this. In regards to the SP, here's what I'm going to say. You have this SP, you're trying to manifest him. In her case, she just would not accept the idea that, you know, could be another man. It had to be him. You know, what is it? If I had to challenge you today and ask you this, in one sentence, tell me, what is it so special about the specific person that you're going through these hoops to manifest him? What is it? Like, what does he have that other men can't compensate for? What is it about him? What's so special about him other than the attention that you keep placing on him? What is it? Let me help you out. I've been thinking about this. That's why I said him or better. Him or better. Her or better. Erin says the SP knew exactly how to deal with me and I didn't have to ask or tell her. Okay? She clearly doesn't know how to deal with you because she's not with you and you need her. Right? So how is she dealing with you now? Do you really think there's only one person in the world that can understand you in this world? You know, when I hear people talk about this idea of twin flames, it almost makes me upset, you know? This twin flames, like you're meant to be with this person. It's a split version of you. You're like two peas in a pod. You know, I can tell you something. I think my mom is my twin flame. I kid you not. We're like two peas in a pod. I'm never bored of her. You know, we do stuff together. I talk to her every day, and she's not my SP. And there's no such thing. With some people in this life, whether it's your family or not your family, you have a familiar and comfortable feeling, and you can be totally yourself with, because who cares why, right? It's probably because we incarnated together in a different life at a different point in time. But when you recognize something familiar, it doesn't mean you're meant to be with them in a romantic way, okay? It doesn't mean because you have this incredible banter, connection, and physical attraction with a married guy from work, he is your twin flame. Don't put these ideas in your head. It just means, you know, this person matches your vibe on some level, one level or another, whether it's soul level, whether it's, you know, it's a toxic idea for you to think I must be with him. And the pain that comes with a relationship that doesn't function in 3D is unbearable. The internet created a toxic romantic narrative. I don't know if it was the internet. Maybe it was the internet. You know, I just think that, look, we have to wake up. We have to wake up in our power as women, you know, and understand that if a relationship doesn't function practically for whatever reasons, for the reason that he's not giving you what you need, it doesn't really matter that you feel a lot, right? Because in the absence of something working, feeling a lot is destructive. And I want you guys to be very, very clear on this, because unless you're going to take back your life in your hands and your heart and just say, you know, before I'm going to go out there with my heart ever again, I'm definitely going to assess the situation to see if socially this can work for me. And I promise myself, out of respect for myself, that I will stay away from any situation that is not beneficial for me and my well-being. It doesn't matter that, you know, I identified him as my twin flame. That doesn't matter. How is this relationship for my well-being? That's a check I gotta check on the list before I do anything. Let's see. I'm trying so hard to forget my SP. I want to forget and move on because I am obsessed with him. Yeah, like I said in that video, he can't be obsessed with you if you're obsessed with him. There could only be one obsessed person at a time. Let that one go, Queen. I agree, but where is better? She's talking about a person like him or better, or him or better, right? So what have you been doing? Carla, you dating? No, you posting? Didn't you post? Let me check. Didn't you post something on Facebook? I don't know if it was you. I don't want to make a mistake. Was it you? Tell me now. Tell us now. with when you said, what do you do if your first date is a failure? I'm going to tell you now what you're doing wrong. Was it you? I want better and always. Okay, I don't know if it was you or not, but I'm going to read the story. Okay, so she's saying, hi group, I have a question. What do you do when your first date was a failure? What do I need to do to level up? At first, the energy was good. Guy was always texting, always wanting to know more about me, showing interest in me, etc. But during the date, even though he was a gentleman in some things, because on the other hand, he was very touchy. The guy is not looking for marriage. We have nothing in common. He's very short. And all the time I was only thinking about my SP. And also I saw a man during the date with all the physical traits that I would love in a man. So what's the next step when you see it's not the right energy? Oh yeah, it was you. I have a good memory. So listen up, a few mistakes here, okay? Because this is why I feel like I also have to talk about your dating process while we're talking about your manifestation process. Because if you are not dating the right way, you get caught up in energy that isn't yours, and you get caught up into the situations that are damaging to your self-worth and self-esteem. What did I tell you guys when you're online dating? What's the first thing I said? I said, do not talk to anybody for more than a week without meeting them for a 20-minute coffee first. Okay? How did you find out on your first date that he's very short and he's not looking for the same things? When you're starting this with saying, what, at first the energy was good, he was always texting, always wanting to know more about me. When was this always texting happening and wanting to know more about you, right? Because he's not supposed to get to know you in the absence of having met you in person. Do not give a total stranger pieces of yourself, pieces of your life, pieces of your heart, okay? Only to meet him and to say he's very short, he's 5'2". You know, what was the point, okay? You sharing, every time you share something with someone, you're giving them your energy, let alone your time, which you could be doing something else with, learning a new skill, making some money, who knows what else, right? Let alone your time, but you're giving them your energy. Why are you allowing a stranger to get to know you, right? How do you get to the question about meeting without having some conversation? Well, you have a little bit of a conversation. Hey, you know, first of all, you don't respond to anybody that that doesn't start with a sentence, right? Don't respond to hey, sexy, hey, beautiful, WYD, you know, and other such things. I never in my life responded. If somebody can put a sentence together based on your profile and say, you know, I like this, or I agree on this, or something like this, that's basis for a conversation. Do not rush to talk to anybody who sends you a message, okay? And so when you talk to them, you're going to say, thanks for your interest, or thank you, I like this on your profile. Depends what they say, right? You start with a sentence, and then, you know, you ask a relevant question. Like, for example, for me, a relevant question was always, whereabouts do you live, right? Because I don't believe in long distance relationships, right? Whereabouts, you know, about where? Like, is it doable driving wise? Okay, if he responds somewhere like in a town an hour and a half away, for me it's a no-go, right? I live in a big city and I don't need to meet somebody who lives, like, there's enough men in this town, you know what I mean? So it's not hard for you. That might not be an issue at all, so I'm not saying that should be the question, but start with something that for you logistically you can say, oh, you know, have you been married before? Or if he indicates he has children, how old are your children? But you see, in order to get what you want, Queens, in order to get what you want, you have to know what you want, right? You have to know, and in knowing what you want, you have to know what you don't want. So the example that I gave with whereabouts do you live, I know exactly what I don't want. When I give an example, how old are your children? I know exactly what I can handle. And I'm not going to get in a situation where my energy is consumed, when I know, like, impracticality is not going to work. See, for me, if his kids are 3 and 5, it's just not going to work for me, right? Because I know what I need from a man, and a good dad with a 3 and a 5-year-old can't give that to me. They're too small. They need him too much. Get it? So in order, like, you can't just be like, but this is a nice guy, and, you know, I'm just, I have a queen who I'm talking to, and she's in that. But you know, his children are taking up. I understand he doesn't have time for me, but it hurts me so much. It hurts me. And then when I follow up with him, he says like I was with the kids, and you gotta know what you can't do, right? Why fall in love with a guy who practically can't give you in real life the time you need, right? And I'm not saying every woman needs that. Some women are happy with seeing someone once a week or once every other week, and you know, have somebody join them for events. And I'm not, okay? She's not, but she went for it anyways because she had a connection. I don't want to meet someone in person and find out I have a connection and find out, you know, he's a full-time dad, like of 3 and 5 and 7-year-old. It can't happen, right? You really have to know what is it for you at this point in your life. That's what you have to ask yourself. So with the dating process, back to the story, this queen, right? She's saying, at first he was always texting. First of all, do not get to know somebody, okay? Suggest a meeting right away. Oh, back to Erin's question. After you exchange a few logistics, you're going to say exactly, I think I put this on the website and on the Facebook group. And you say something along the lines, you know what I like to do with online dating is I like to have a quick 20-minute coffee or half an hour coffee just to validate our profiles, just to make sure we are the people that we say we are. We look like our photos, and you know, I'm hoping, you know, you feel the same way, and so we don't waste each other's time. What are your thoughts around us? Put it very nicely, you know, very, very much like this. And if you need my help, maybe I'll compose it again and I'll put it on the thing. But it's just like a standard polite message. It's basically just to see if we want to go on a date later on. Make it clear it's not a date. And whether you like the guy or not, just be there for half an hour at the most. Okay, don't waste his time, don't waste your time. And then, you know, once he saw you, once you see him, okay, in Erin's case, her, you know, it's up to that person to reach out to you. That's how I see it. Hey, Mona too. I really like your energy. Love from Saudi Arabia. I had a friend just relocate to Saudi Arabia. I miss her. Her husband got a great job there. Apparently it's really nice there. Oh, man. Should we completely rely on the universe? Because what if we reject men waiting for SP or the universe? I told you very clearly on other lives, you have to date other men during this process of working on yourself. The SP will come as the result of your energy, and the SP, the specific person that you like, may change along the process. Do not objectify and make him the object of your attention and your life. My SP is all the way in Africa. I am in Canada. Yeah. See, that would never work for me. I would never be in that situation, or even talking to somebody from another country. Those things, I had 2 clients, okay? I guess this is a factor of COVID, right? Maybe. But I had 2 clients who had SPs that they never met. They were their SPs. They were in love with them. They never met in person. I find that mind-bending, you know what I mean? Like it's really difficult. And what happens when you don't meet somebody, right? The type of attachment that forms is like it's very energetically obsessive. It's not the same as when you meet in person, because when you meet in person, sort of just the physicality of it diffuses and consumes a lot of that energy, that romantic energy. And even seeing someone being a human being, you know, like basically, I don't know, coughing or burping or, you know, just doing something small that's wrong or something, it lowers that vibe of constant romantic tension, right? But if you don't see them in person, then you only know the best of them when you text and when you're energetically connected and when you converse, and especially if you're really into banter and he's funny and you're funny and it goes, but you never see their human, you know, flaws. That creates really that kind of a twin flame thing, whether it's a twin flame or not. This 2 ladies were convinced these men are their better half or other half, or, you know, but, you know, they were talking to these guys for a couple of years. And I just think, guys, don't get into those situations. Let's Let's see. I gave up on my SP. It's been too long. I want someone new. You know what's going to happen to you? You're going to go out there. You're going to find someone new, and then your SP is going to come on top of that. How do I know? Ask me how I know. Let me see if there was something else. Okay. Let's see what else I want to take up. Did you guys see that testimonial I got from this person who was trying to manifest her status? Anyway, this person, I remember when she bought the challenge, she was trying to manifest status in a certain country. And that was in her, let me know what your manifestation is so I can agree with it. And she got it. She said, today I received the approval in principle letter to just do my biometrics. It's a final step and I am overjoyed. I couldn't have done it without you or the group. I felt, this is the important part. I felt I was tested. Since joining the group, I've had my social media fast. I canceled my Netflix, stopped checking Facebook, and just retrained my TikTok for your content and anything related to my spiritual journey. But 2 weeks ago, I felt the urge to check my Facebook and it was flooded with news of this country, sending third world countries like me home and declining 100% of the applications. So this will happen to you guys, okay? This will happen when you're about to manifest something, you'll have a big test against it. Something will happen. You'll see your SP online with someone else. Something will happen and this will be your test. And I've talked to you guys about my own tests, right? But so she basically saw this because whatever this energy system is, I don't want to get metaphysical, but it's basically trying to test your resolve. Are you really convinced you're going to get this? This is yours. Are you really convinced? Or can I put some fear in you and take away some of your faith? Right? So she's seeing the moment she logs onto Facebook, this is the news that she sees. She doesn't even know this. So that's like the Facebook groups filled with employers and lawyers having problems with this government mandates. And, they're basically. So then she says, at first I was afraid, telling myself I was fighting the collective consciousness. However, I stood firm on my belief, continuously telling myself that I would not be part of that group whose application is declined. I'm riding on the power of my group. I do the work daily, reciting our affirmations, visualizing freedom of movement. I journal about my life, how it would be. Today, the universe showed me how powerful you are. I'm excited for the days ahead. My 60 days are almost over, but I'm surely not going anywhere. I'll be restarting the challenge and will continuously be working on myself. This story gives me goosebumps, right? Because the power of faith, belief, the power of feeling someone's there for you, the power of wanting to send something back to a group of people and just saying, no, I'm part of this group that gets whatever they want. I'm part of this group. I'm not part of that group that's being extradited. I'm part of, and the way she says, I will not stop. I'll continue working on myself. That's the idea. Guys, don't come to this work being like, I want to manifest a Mercedes. Do your affirmation for your Mercedes, not sending anything else to someone else, in the group based on, you get your Mercedes and you're done. You're not going to be able to hang on to any manifestations that you manifest that way. Something's going to happen and life always happens. And, you have to see this as a work of no longer letting life happen to you and basically being awake and aware and having that responsibility of creation. This is what the work that I'm teaching is all about, right? Life is not happening to me. I am here to sort of fulfill my purpose. And this is what I want, A, B, C, D. This is why I want it to the highest benefit of all, always. I'm gonna take in 3D the steps that are inspired and make sense. This is what I'm saying with the dating. It's very important. You're trying to manifest getting married. You're not gonna talk to guys online for weeks and weeks just to find out they're very short or whatever she said in that email, right? So in 3D, it's not enough to be like, I'm manifesting my ideal partner. Are you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing in order to make that manifestation happen? It doesn't make much sense to sit on the couch every night and say, I'm manifesting my ideal partner when you don't get out of the house. You get your groceries delivered. I know someone like that. Okay, she didn't get out of the house for like 2.5 years. Of course she's not going to meet anyone, right? She just doesn't have her landlord. That's the only one. So your actions must match your intentions, which must match your images and your speech and your thoughts. And when you're in this alignment, right, it's all about, my work is about bringing your life into alignment. Again, it's not for convincing anyone that this is the way to live. You have to be convinced already that you can do these things. But like I said, do not expect it to be easy. You're conditioned to do the opposite. You're very conditioned for the opposite, right? Your school system, everything conditioned you for the opposite. Me, I get to my groceries delivered. It's a lifesaver. Yeah. Yeah, but listen, if you get your groceries delivered, but you get out of the house, that's fine. But let's see if I missed anything. I have been doing SP work for almost a year now. Nada. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Jean, were you on this live 20 minutes ago? And I ask you, what's so special about your SP? Yeah, answer me and then maybe I'll help you out. Put it in one sentence. What's special? What is so special that you've been manifesting him for a year? She's probably not going to be able to answer this. All right, I want to get into something else. Let's see. This queen is saying, I've been doing the 60-day challenge for almost a month now. I've seen improvements in almost all aspects of my life, but I still have some blockages regarding money and work. I grew up being poor and always told I was not smart enough to achieve anything big in life. I'm currently working in real estate. My dream is to sell a specific property in the most luxurious area. I know anything is possible, but I also have this limiting belief that I'm not doing anything special to be able to sell this $40 million house. Okay. So, to this queen, first of all, I want to tell you guys, in the process of this work, as you know, a lot of your limiting beliefs will come up. Whether they come up in dreams, whether they'll come up as realization, you'll have a lot of new limiting beliefs. Everyone tells me that. I get 15 to 20 emails every day, even more than 20 sometimes, with people just basically just their thoughts, just telling me, you know, in this challenge, I realized this and this and this just by doing this work. And, you know, I want you guys to understand it's extremely beneficial to realize your limiting beliefs. So to this queen, here's what I would say for this specific example. Take a piece of paper, make a list of all the realtors that sold houses in that area. Okay, of course you know them because, you know, there aren't so many who sell like $40 million houses. Anyone who sells, you know, 5 to 5 million and plus, make a list of them. Okay, write out who they are. What is their age? Who are they? What is their race? What do you find special about them? Okay, and then what I want you to think is, how do you see yourself different than them? Okay, when you say I'm not good enough to sell, you know, a big house, selling a small house sometimes is more complicating than selling a big house. A big house probably has no problems. You know, send an inspector, it just costs more, right? And sometimes a small house has all sorts of issues. You have to do all sorts of negotiations. You know, for $40 million, probably not going to be much negotiation. It's going to be a yes or no. Yes, my wife loved it. We'll offer 38.5 million. Okay, so make this list. Who are these realtors who are selling these houses? It's not you, so okay, just accept it's not me yet, but who are they? Now, if you see all of them being 60 plus and you're 25, your brain will not be able to compensate for that difference, because then your brain probably thinks, I'm 25 and they're 65. And during this gap in age, they accumulated all this experience, all this contacts, all this, you know, way of talking that's better than me, etc. So the age thing, I would say, when you're comparing yourself to another professional, will be the biggest factor, unless you see your age as advantageous. But usually with selling houses, it seems like the older you are, the more experienced you are, right? So unless you see your age as advantageous, that's going to be an issue. But then, you know, also list how they're different than you in terms of how you think they're better than you. And then you take another piece of paper and write out all those beliefs. Of course, you're not going to be able to say, I'm also 65 and, I'm also like networked and connected in the city if you aren't, right? When you write the opposite, a few things could happen. If your paradigm is open enough to accept a new affirmation, and if you repeat it often enough, it will become part of your paradigm. If your paradigm is close to it, you will start having dreams and all sorts of manifestations to show you the opposite. So when you're saying, I have enough experience to sell this $40 million home, right? Like I'm just as capable, I'm just as experienced, right? Your subconscious may give you a situation where you're not, like, you may have a dream where people are laughing at you when you're going there with your mandate, or you'll have a situation where you fail on a small deal because the universe is trying to prove to you can't even do a small deal, right? So if that opposite happens, that's your chance to understand your paradigm. That's what I'm saying. Welcome all this quote unquote negative experiences as a way to understand yourself. This work is very, very individual and different for everyone. I'm trying to teach you what you need to pay attention to. It's my computer. What you need to pay attention to in order to better understand how you can conquer these limiting beliefs. With limiting beliefs, you can't do anything. I had a queen here. She put a comment, and I'm hoping she didn't misunderstand the comment that I put. She said she finally was able to manifest one of the small challenges of the group. And I said, we are at where we are. We all start with a different set of initial conditions. Okay. We all start with a different set of initial conditions and conditioning. What should keep us going is the progress. All of my testimonials start with, like the screen says, I've seen improvements in all areas of my life. Hey, there's progress, right? The more limiting beliefs you can uncover, the better, I said to her. Perhaps the focus for you should be not so much creating as shedding old ideas. So if you have a lot of negative conditioning, this work, as much as you focus on your Mercedes and your SP and your success and whatever you're focusing on, if you have layers and layers like an onion of limiting beliefs, of unworthiness, of guilt, of shame, of humiliation, experiences in which you weren't valued by men, but you're now manifesting this man to adore you and protect you and provide for you, those layers will need to be shed first. And in the process of this work, you will know you have these layers. You will know it's such an exploration of self. I used to be so hard-hearted. This work made me a softer-hearted person. Oh, this is not a testimonial I heard before, but I really like it. I guess I was just traumatized. Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah, to hear something like this, because first, without a soft heart, by the way, you can't manifest, right? Because it's a heart-mind coherence. Manifestation it only happens when the heart is in coherence with the mind. I am very inspired by Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. A lot of my followers know that. So I want to see what else I have here. I'm not going to be able to take up everything. Oh my God. I sort of make a list of everything I want to talk about. I had 2 SP stories since Monday, and I want to share them with you. Like I'm going to paraphrase. The first person that did the SP, it's actually in my video 3 success stories that I posted. She basically took my advice that I give you, all of you, on how to handle the SP when coming. And this is the story I shared about my own SP. And, basically when he messaged me, like the idea was, what's different? What's different that's going to change? I don't want to meet for coffee. I don't want to meet for how is this going to be any different other than I miss you? Right? So she's taking that approach, and she sent me the whole conversation, and she's doing an amazing job. And she's like, I would have never said these things to him, or taking, and, in this conversation, he's like, yes, everything's different. It's different in my heart. I want to miss you. I want to do everything differently. And she's just like, keeping him on a leash and going really the right way about it. And she ends with something like, when you know exactly, then let me know anyways. So then he goes silent on her. So, she's asking me what to do next. So I'm like, he may not yet be the new version that you're looking for, but guess who's the new version? You. He thought with one message of I miss you and I can't stop thinking about you, you're immediately going to open your door and, give him a hug. But you are this new version of you. You are this new woman, and this new woman is automatically going to attract. He's just like, like, what's going on? Like, what, I don't understand, but he'll be back. And even if he won't be back, imagine the progress that she's made, in not allowing this guy for the 5th, 6th time back in her life to do the same exact thing. So it's a win-win for her. Whether he comes back and says exactly what she wants to hear or he doesn't, it's a win-win. All right. So the other story with the SP was a queen who did the opposite. The SP contacted her after not talking for many weeks, and she let him have it. Okay. And of course, it was a negative reaction. It was not a productive conversation. She's blaming him, accusing him. So, and then she's asking me, why do you think I did that? I mean, we do these things based on our existing conditioning, right? And the process of being awake and aware doesn't mean we're not going to make mistakes, right? But the difference between the new version of us and the old version of us is the old version of us would have seen it as a normal way of living, right? So an old version of me would see driving and another driver annoys me as something that's going to really take 20 minutes out of my day, being stressed, passing by him, giving him the finger. I'm not proud of myself, but this was like way years ago, or doing something like this. And I would see that as normal. That's what people do when somebody stresses you out on the road, right? While this new version of me, even if I'm caught in that annoyance, like I'm awake and I'm like, wait a second, why am I feeling? Why am I doing this? What negative thought form is trying to get a hold of my attention right now and distract my attention, take me away from what I'm creating and keeping me stuck in the 3D? What negative, whose is it? Who's around me? Where am I? Who's around me? I'm in my car. Who's around me? There's a lot of people. Maybe it's an intersection. Who's around me right now that's rattling me, that I'm absorbing something from? Because this isn't me. This isn't normal behavior. It's normal behavior giving somebody the finger, even if they cut you off. Like, it's not personal, So you always want to come back to like, wait, I've made a mistake, or I almost made a mistake, but I'm aware, like, what was going on in my thought process, in my head when I did that. And it's good you're asking the questions now, without talking to you, and I'm not able to tell you why you did this, and I'm also not able to promise you won't do it again. But acting on our negative emotions, and it's usually emotions of anger, fear, guilt, you guys know, shame, all the negative emotions of the past will create more of that, right? So when the SP comes back, you have to be completely detached, like the queen in my first story, and be like, what is different? This is what I want. While we haven't been talking, it's okay we haven't been talking, but while we haven't been talking, I have been thinking about everything about me. Okay, I want you to be happy. I want you to be really happy. I want you to have exactly what it is you want. But here's what I want. Does it match with what I want? Does whatever you want, does it match with whatever I want? That's really the question. The old version came out today. I was such an emotional wreck. Yeah. But if while you are going through this anger, rage, screaming, whatever you're going, you can wake up and be aware and be like, oh, I'm doing that thing that I always do. That thing that's been damaging to me, that's been damaging to my relationships. That thing that I'm trying to stop. And check this out. You're telling yourself, check this out. I can't stop for some reason. I don't feel like I'm done. I can't stop. I can't stop crying. I can't stop yelling. So it's obviously something has a hold on me. I'm not in control of myself. How can I expect to control reality and what happens when I'm not even in control of myself? That's the question. It's the real question. So, somebody sent me lottery. She said she scanned her ticket or something like this, and she won like something, I don't know, 100 and something dollars. But then she said, then I misplaced my ticket and I can't find it. And then I was like, okay, well, it's not a big deal because it's $100. But then the story that happened here in Canada where I'm at, where they even put it in the news that somebody had won $70 million in the lottery, and they had until this past June to claim it. And they told like exactly the borough where it was sold, exactly where, and nobody came to claim it. They put it on the news. They're like, okay, last chance, last 2 weeks to claim it. They have 12 months where they can claim the prize. So I want you guys, if you play the lottery with us, or if you like you do the I'm a winner, never sit on lottery tickets. I never ever do. The day after, now I have mostly mine on automatic. So, the system prompts me when I win. But, that if I buy a ticket, never leave in your car, never leave in your purse, just scratch it right away, check it right away, check it right. Can you imagine if you find this ticket in your purse for $70 million? No. Like, what do you do? Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I hope they never find that ticket. Okay, whoever it is, I hope they never find that ticket because it will destroy them. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I know it wasn't me because, like I never go to that area of the city. So plus I do check all my tickets. Always check your tickets. I wanted to share that with you. Not next month. You check them right away. All right. Don't forget about the new moon ritual tonight. Okay. And when I won 350, I got told not to check my old tickets because they were expired and best not to know. Yeah. Oh my God. The new moon ritual is, I pinned a video on my profile. I've done it. The video is from June, for the June new moon, but it's applicable to any new moon. So I'll leave it there pinned until tomorrow. It's like a shower ritual. Where you envision the ideal version of yourself. Yeah, it was in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, they had until this June. Let's not think about that. So if you want to do the new moon rituals with us, do it. Maybe I have time to read just one more because I think this is important to some people, and I'll just paraphrase, okay? She says, I stopped the challenge on Sunday and will take the next couple of weeks off. She was doing our 60-day challenge, but I'll restart it again at the end of September. This was my second time around and I was only on day 10. I started the spirituality journey. I'm just going to skip over some parts. And then she was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza. He said that sometimes we are so stuck in the past because we are addicted to the feelings we think are important and we don't let go and continue to live in the past. I've heard him say this several times already, but the example he used helped me realize I've been doing this all my life. Yeah, we are guys, we are very, very attached to the feelings that we know how to feel, right? So I want you to understand, if you grew up in a household where anger was the norm, you are very accustomed to feeling anger, and your energetic system will look for reasons to be angry, for example. And until you let go to emotionally needing to feel feelings that you felt all along. But for this, you have to be very honest with yourself. You have to sit with yourself and be like, what am I used to feeling? What am I used to feeling, right? What am I used to feeling? Mostly joy, mostly relaxation, mostly calm, mostly excitement, mostly anxiety, whatever you're used to feeling. Just know that your energetic system wants more of that. Now, if you want something else, you're at odds with the mind all the time. Remember, the mind always wants to keep status quo. It wants to keep you the exact person you are today. If your spirit, your will, your intention wants to change, then the change has to proceed. It's like a battle with the mind. That's why it's not easy. But the mind will yield if you persist. If you persist, and in every second that you can, you become aware. I've been reading You're the Placebo by all of his books are very, very good. Okay, I want to get to the second part of this message. She's saying the second time I restarted the challenge was because I was having a hard time coming up with daily affirmations. So I came up with new goals very similar to the first one, but more detailed. And I felt like I was getting somewhere. Thank you. The first 5 days were easy, but then I started to notice my affirmations were very similar. I was going on about the same topics, but now I see they're all based on my lack mentality. I was affirming to feel safe because the things I'm asking for are new to me and I don't know how I feel about them. I've always been afraid of the future because my expectations were not met in the past. So I'm always hesitant and scared when I start something new. I've always felt like I have to work hard to accomplish something and the outcome depends on how well I do. So this work is a brand new mindset for me. Okay, so I want to sort of end with this, but here's the exact highlight of your mind trying to keep status quo. You will not be able to come up with affirmations. Like, you know what your goals are, but you kind of like, you don't even know what to say. You don't know what to put in there. And the way the 60-day challenge is structured is such that you can't pre-populate it, right? Don't pre-populate it. Like you have to, something new has to come to you every day because every day you should be a new version of yourself. So do not enter anything for day 2 if you're on day 1 or for day 3 if you're on, you understand. So she's saying, I've noticed that I had nothing and all my affirmations were around wanting to feel safe. So her mind is feeling so unsafe with any change possible that, and she's realizing this, right? Because I told you, she's realizing whatever limiting beliefs she has is sort of what she needs to work on first. So I wanted to end with that. But what questions do you guys have? We have a couple of minutes before I'm going to end this. I just want to see. I'm way more open, loving, caring towards myself and others because of this work. I'm so happy to hear that. I think that's what I'm going to do to restart with more details. Yeah, you can restart the challenge anytime, by the way. I would estimate about 40% of the people restart the challenge because you realize your goals aren't even what you should be wanting to begin with. You know what I mean? I want John Smith to love me. No, I want to be happily married, you know? So if not, so next week I'm going to have a live just for my Facebook group. And then in addition, I'll do my 2 TikTok lives on Monday, 12 p.m. and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Mona, what do you think of using subliminals at night? Do they work? There's testimonials that they work. I can't sleep with someone talking in my ear or music or anything like this. Like I need total quiet. I actually have earplugs. So I can't give you a personal testimonial, but I know people say it's helped them. I just find it really difficult to fall asleep with somebody talking. Everyone around me is winning things like zoo tickets, tablets, concert tickets. Yeah, you might be the cause for that, by the way. I talked about that in previous lives, how, our manifestation may happen to people that we're interconnecting with energetically. Is completely letting go of a situation a way to say yes to the universe? This question is too vague. Can we use booster affirmations on 2 topics at the same time? I suggested doing it on one, but if you feel comfortable doing it on 2, that the idea is, the reason I should say do it on 1 is because your attention has to stay on your intention. And if your attention is on this 4, 5, 6 things, manifesting him and I'm manifesting my weight, and then all of a sudden these things are sort of like too important. So that's what I was suggesting, because when you're focused on a booster affirmation on one topic, you're kind of letting go of the other topics. And that's a way to let go of the other ones, right? So when you let go is that when they happen. So hard to manifest when dealing with totally out of systems, totally out of our control, like custody battles. Queen, I'm not sure you should be saying is totally out of your control. I want you to know that as you're doing this work and as you're focusing on this new version of yourself, if you want to think of it as the universe or God or whoever, but this energetic system can change the hearts and minds of the people around you. And some people say that's not what happens. You switch to another timeline. Whatever way you want to think about it, it doesn't matter. The idea is there's people who are in lawsuits. There's people who are in like dramatic job situations that all of a sudden the other person seemed to just change their mind. You know, when they focus on this, give this a try. Okay. Give it a try with us, with our group. I'm not sure if you're with us, you're doing this work, you're writing on the group energy. You may be surprised. I had a queen, and I think she's on this, like her mother and sister changed their minds about her inheritance. Oh, that was your other question with the inheritance, queen. If you're on this live, the way I understood your inheritance story is you can take whatever you can now and let them win in terms of ego-wise, or you can forego everything and keep your ego intact. But they already hurt you. You know, your mother and sister, they've already hurt you for years from the story that I understand. And so I would advise, take your money and let them win, and then you'll never talk to them again. Sell the properties. Take whatever you can, because the other option is not giving them the satisfaction, but then you walk away with nothing. And I'm not sure it's worth the win, you know? I would sell, take the money, and then erase them from my consciousness. That's what I would do. Okay, I hope that helps. But yeah, you know, the point is people do change their mind. Let's put our hands together for I am a winner. This is the end of our lives, by the way. If you want to do I am the winner tapping with me, otherwise I'll be back Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. All my lives are posted on YouTube as well. One breath. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.